We start with our big story and a tragic break in one of the biggest mysteries in our state. Human remains recently found in a Buckeye field, now identified as those of little Jesse Wilson. I'm Stephanie Hockridge, and thank you for joining us tonight.
And I'm Steve Irvin. That 10-year-old boy vanished almost 2 years ago, but the discovery of his remains does not bring closure to the case.
Still no arrests tonight and no real answers as to what happened.
We have team coverage tonight, starting with ABC 15's Mike Pelton. And Mike, this is a big step forward, but it comes with a lot of new questions.
Well, Steve, for the first time, authorities know Jesse somehow wound up in this field. But tonight, they don't know how he got here or who's responsible.
It is with great sadness that we are here today to announce that those remains have been identified as 10-year-old Jesse Wilson.
Some answers more than 18 months after Jesse Wilson vanished from his family's home less than 10 miles away. His mother initially reported his disappearance.
From the beginning of this investigation, we haven't ruled out anybody as a suspect, so we are continuing to be in contact with her.
Despite searches and help from multiple state and federal agencies, police say a city worker found Jesse's remains earlier this month near State Route 85 and Broadway.
I wish I could say it's closure, but it's not, because we haven't found the person responsible.
Nearly 2 years later, and with no arrest, police tell us finding Jesse's resting place is a big step forward.
Just with the remains being found, we can try and determine cause of death, how long the remains have been out there, and those types of things.
Now, authorities tell us they did search this area, but at the time they believe it was underwater, and perhaps that's the reason no one found Jesse sooner. For now, we're live in Buckeye tonight. Mike Pelton, ABC 15, Arizona.
Thank you, Mike. It's a timeline of key dates now. Jesse disappeared in July of 2016, and in the weeks that followed, the FBI, police, and deputies used drones, tracking dogs, and volunteers to search for him. Fast forward almost 2 years to March 8th. A city worker discovers human remains in the desert about 6 miles from Jesse's home. And finally tonight, those remains officially identified as belonging to Jesse. The development's crushing for so many in our community, especially the volunteers who spent countless hours searching for him.
Our team coverage continues right now with ABC 15's Nick Saletti, who's also live in Buckeye tonight. And Nick, you actually got to speak with one of those volunteers. What did you learn?
Steve, Steph, Jamie Medina didn't know Jesse. She never met him, but still felt compelled to try to help find him. She even went one step further, making a Facebook page that she hoped would one day bring that little boy back home.
You hope. You just hope.
That was all Jamie Medina had to go on. The hope that Jesse Wilson, who would have turned 12 earlier this month, would have been found alive. Instead of found here in the middle of the desert, miles away from his home.
I was devastated. I didn't even know this child.
But that never stopped Jamie from joining the search. Just a few weeks after Jesse went missing in the summer of 2016, Jamie said she'd drive around Buckeye searching for any clues. She says she even drove down the road where a Buckeye city worker found the little boy's remains back on March 8th.
Terrain here is really difficult, and it is so vast. I mean, you feel so small out in the desert.
And she didn't stop there. Jamie created the Facebook page, #FindJesseWilson, hoping it led to a happy ending. But tragically, it would not.
The finding of Jesse is now over, but now the real fight begins for justice.
And Jamie tells me that she plans to keep that Facebook page online. But what she plans to do now is change the name to #JusticeForJesse. She tells me she's not going to stop until they find out who may have done this. We're live tonight in Buckeye. Nick Saletti, ABC 15, Arizona.
Nick, thank you. The case on the minds of so many tonight, and we're following every development in the search for justice for little Jesse Wilson.